Hey everybody, it's Stuart, and they just had Paradox Insider 2021 over on the Media Indie Exchange. So I thought I'd take my little notes from it and just kind of go down the list. You hear that? You hear that paper crinkle? Oh yeah, you know it, you love it. All right, so to begin with, the first big announcement, right? We've got PDX Con is coming back this year. It's going to be May 21st through the 23rd, but all throughout the month of May, they'll have little like teasers and different announcements happening. Now, it's going to be all digital, so they're kind of rebranding it. They're calling it Pdxcon Remixed, but it's still super exciting. They announced that they will be announcing a new game at this event, so, you know, that's good stuff, right? We're going to get more information, and fairly soon. It's only a few months away. Super excited about it. Let's see, what else? We got Europa Universalis IV is going on subscription plan, kind of like how CK2 did. It's going to be $4.99 a month, and it goes live March 18th, so this month, just 5 days away. That's pretty exciting. If you're interested in starting the series, you know, it's going to be, you pay for $5 a month, and you get to download pretty much the entire game, as opposed to paying hundreds of dollars for all their little DLCs. You'll be able to try them all out and get new ones when they come out. I appreciate that personally, but you know, as someone who is interested in the game and will want to jump in on it, it's nice to know that that's an option. As for Stellaris, we had several really good announcements. So the first big one for you console players, well, they're going to give it's the Verne patch is going to hit. That means you're going to get Origins, Archaeology and Relics, the Galactic Community, Envoys, Diplomatic Stances. They're also adding in Lithoids for a cosmetic pack if you like playing as rock people, which, you know, that's pretty exciting. So, you know, that's big news if you're a console player. You'll be able to jump in and you know, jump right into 2.6 Verne and get to enjoy all that stuff. As for the PC crowd, well, they announced when Nemesis goes live. That's April 15th. And they also had a pretty kick-ass new trailer for it. And kind of most of it was covering what we already know about it. I did a video on Nemesis that you might want to hop in on. But in overall, like, yeah, it's nice to know that we can expect Nemesis. And I have to say, the new trailer is pretty fire. Like, it's a nice trailer, so I'll put a link to that as well in the description because people should watch it. It's just cool. If you're a Stellaris fan, it tickles you. You know, it's nice. Another big announcement. So, Surviving Mars is coming back. They had a long kind of stint where there wasn't much new DLC, no real announcements, but boom, new content's coming out in this year. Which is super cool. You know, I've been considering jumping into Surviving Mars, and I'm excited that they're still developing it. And I can't wait to see what new stuff is coming out. It's also on discount today, so yeah, if you like, jump in and go ahead and pick up a copy for I think it's like 20-30% off. Kind of cool. Empire Sin. So they actually had the I don't know if she was the head lead, but she's someone way up on the Empire Sin developers. She came in and she made a very nice statement about how they understand that they shipped with some issues, some bugs. But what they've done is kind of cool. They've set up like sort of a way to vet or I guess officialize. I don't know how to explain it, but basically they reached out to their community, said, we love this game, we want to make it right and make sure that the issues that people are having with it get resolved. And so they identified like a group of people who were very passionate about reporting bugs and, you know, making requests, just in general, like giving advice to the development staff on Discord. And they're calling them, quote unquote, the family. So it's kind of cool that they're making this sort of quasi-official like outreach group, I guess, for their community. So that's kind of fun. They're also going to have an opt-in beta, and they have a lot of quality of life fixes in the works, as well as an auto-resolve update. Now, I don't play Empire Sin. I haven't had a chance to try it yet, but I assume that's really good news. I'm sure it's because they have like some kind of a system where it after a while you get tired of having to like set up a fight or something like that. So they're going to let people just click a button and maybe have a battle happen, something like that. I don't know, but that's my speculation. As for CK3, that was probably the biggest announcement out of Insider 2020, Paradox Insider 2021. They're basically having, it's not quite an expansion, but it's more than a cosmetic pack. It's called, the Northern Lords. And it's got quite a lot of kind of fun little, like, new flavor stuff, right? They're calling them flavor packs. It's going to have graphical assets, audio, and additional events and interactions and decisions that you can make as a Norse player, which is pretty fun. I kind of like this idea of it's more than just cosmetics, but it's less than a full-on expansion. So they can put these out more frequently than a larger DLC, but you don't feel like, oh god, I don't know if I want to pay just for cosmetics. I'd like to get a little extra feature in it. And so they're starting to do this new kind of development cycle, which I think is probably going to be and it's an interesting new thing, right? As for what the Northern Lords offers, it's focused on the Norse, obviously. It adds adventures and settling foreign lands. So you can literally pick up your tribal village and just decide, you know what, I want to live in northern France. I want to recreate the start of Brittany. Or, maybe I'm going to set up my operations, down in the Rus area. So you can do that sort of like historical migration type stuff, which is quite cool. There's going to have trials by combat. That's excellent. Always kind of fun to add duels back into the game. And there's also some new goals. One of them is founding the High Kingdom of the North Sea. So you'll be able to go and just like how they have rebuild the Danelaw, they're going to have the option of maybe taking over the Baltic, which is kind of fun. They're adding Shield Maidens. I welcome that coming back into the fold. Like Shield Maidens were a great feature in CK2. Glad they're back in CK3. They're also adding curses, so you'll be able to sort of do like these almost quasi-mystical kind of like things. Like that's kind of fun. Like you'll be able to curse your enemies basically. Also, sacrifices to the gods will have effects, so you can do a particular sacrifice and get a particular boon. They're also adding in the Joms Vikings. Now, the Joms Vikings were historically basically like these really hardcore badass mercenaries that they worked for themselves. They were like they were very much about maintaining the Old Norse lifestyle, and they hung around like that for far longer than like they basically were opposed to the Christianization of Sweden and all that. So they're very hardcore kind of berserker types that everyone was scared of. So the way that they described it is that they called them crazy fundamentalists, but for the Norse religion. So almost like a knightly order for the Catholics is coming to the Norse, which is kind of cool. You'll be able to have adventuring and pillaging dynasty legacies, so you can buff those two abilities down the family lineage, which is kind of awesome. Runestones will matter a bit more. I'm curious to see what that's all about. And also, they'll have non-combat related bonuses for the Norse. Like, instead of, say, just going and pillaging a place, you'll be able to go in, show up with armed forces, and say, hey, we don't really want to pillage you, but we do want a trade deal that is in our favor with you guys. So you'll be able to do like trade deals and more economic type alternatives to pillaging, which is pretty cool. Edda poetry is going to be added, as well as snowball fights and sledding, so you can have unique events to sort of bond with your children. I think that's really cute, and that I like that. That's cool. Best of all, it's out in 3 days. It launches in March 16th. So, if you're hyped for that kind of thing, it'll be here just around the corner. That's pretty exciting. Finally, we have City Skylines. Is going to have a Berlin build-off competition, which it's basically like a little contest. They're going to give you a realistic model of the city of Berlin, and they ask you to do new changes to it, like add a bridge to its center, that kind of thing. Which is that's fun, you know. I'll try to find the link to that, and it's all over their social media. So if I'm not able to find a direct link, and you really are curious about the Berlin build off, you can probably find it on their Facebook page, Twitter, that kind of area. Anyway, that's pretty much it. That's what Paradox Insider. That's all the major announcements. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, and go ahead and post in the comments what you're most excited about. For me, it's probably the CK3 and the Surviving Mars stuff. I already knew a lot of the Stellaris stuff, but I do love that trailer. That trailer is so good. So I'll make sure you guys get a nice link to that. Anyway, ciao for now.